Hey everyone, what's going on? Today's video is going to be a guide on how to use Tripp in Gigantic, which is a new free-to-play MOBA style type game. It's on Steam. Go ahead and download it. We're going to be talking over some things first that you need to know about the game first, and then we're going to be going over Tripp's guide and how to utilize her to the best. Other than that, guys, let's get into it. Alright guys, so some things that you need to know first is that if you are going to be playing it through Steam, there's going to be something that goes on. If you download everything through Steam, you're going to get the ARC and the ARC software, I should say, and you're going to have to launch the game from there. However, when you go into that ARC software without clicking on the game through Steam, it's actually going to ask you to reinstall the game. The only way to get around this right now is to launch the game from Steam every time. Go ahead and delete both of the icons that are made, and then go ahead and go into your Steam library, right click Gigantic, add shortcut to desktop, and from there you'll be able to click on that one to get into it through Steam, and it will not ask you to install it every time. Other than that, guys, let's get on with Tripp's guide. Alright guys, the first thing you want to know about Tripp is that she's an assassin type character. She does have full offense, which means she can do crazy amounts of damage. Low defense, however, which means she's very squishy. Mobility almost maxed out, and it actually can max out with some things that we're going to be talking about later. So she's a super fast character. Utility is down because she does not have that much utility. Her main thing is to go in there, get some burst damage, and get out before she dies. And honestly, that's the best way I recommend of playing Tripp, because of the fact that she does have that low health. You're not going to want to go in there brute force against all 5 of them, even though you might see that in this gameplay. I'm just trying to show some abilities off in that, but other than that, you're going to want to try to sneak behind them and go in and try to finish off the people that your team has gotten weak, and that way you're going to actually be a lot more successful. Alright guys, so enough of that, let's get into her abilities. Now, if you're seeing here, I pulled up her skills page, so you're going to see everything, as well as how much Tripp costs. So Tripp is not a free hero, she is on the free rotation for the opening week, but she does cost 10,000 crowns, which you just get those for playing the game normally. Let's go into that lightning strike ability, which is your main attack. Now, what you're basically going to be doing is just doing your main melee combo. It is a melee character. Now, one cool thing about this is you don't have to click it every time you want to strike. You can just hold it and it will automatically do some strikes. The next ability that I want to talk about is going to be Plasma Blades. Now, this actually throws some daggers at people, inflicting bleed for 5 seconds to any one hit. Now, without this upgraded, you're only going to be throwing 2 daggers, so it's very quick, very easy to dodge, and a very hard ability to hit sometimes. Let's go on to the next ability, which is going to be the Electric Slide. Now, this Electric Slide is actually 2 things in one. If you just press it once, you're going to go ahead and slide forward rapidly, which is a super cool escape move and a super cool engaging move, because if you don't slide fully and you press Q again, what you're going to do is you're actually going to kick someone and it stuns them and pushes them up into the air, and that's super awesome. Or you can just QQ really fast and you're going to be doing that at close range. It's a super great ability and I recommend everyone use it. The next thing we're going to be going over is Flashdance, which is super simple. You just become invisible for 6 seconds. Super easy. People still can hit you, they just can't see you. After you activate it, there is a short delay, but after that you'll be invisible for 6 seconds and you can run away. Your F is going to be Bladestorm. Now, what this is going to do is you're going to go ahead and surge forward, damaging the first target that you hit. Now, if you don't hit anybody, you're just going to go back to where you started from, and it's going to waste basically your ultimate ability. If you do hit someone, you're going to go ahead and do some massive damage to them, do a bunch of strikes, and it's going to leave you right next to them, leaving for some more combos. So let's go over how to build Tripp. So the main build that you want to go for is actually going to be using a lot of her recommended specs, because it's going to allow you to have lots and lots of high damage input, as well as some escape routes. So the main things that it has you do is go with Power Surge on your left mouse button, and after Power Surge it has you go to the left once more, and that'll do is it'll make it, once you have a full stack of Power Surge, hitting an enemy will actually allow you to increase the time that Power Surge is active for 10 seconds. Next thing you're going to want to do, and this is where one of the only ones that I'd say stay away from the actual recommended one, and that is for the blades. Now it's gonna have you want to go with more daggers, basically hidden daggers, but what you're gonna want to do actually is go ahead and hit marked for death, because it's going to give you the biggest burst potential. Every time you hit someone with your daggers, so your right click, your phantom blades, whatever, if you hit them with that, you're actually going to mark them for death and do crazy tons of damage on your next hit on them, and it just creates huge burst potential, even more after you upgrade it once more. And this one's a little bit difficult. Now you can choose either one of the two after that, because after you hit someone marked for death, it's either going to cause them to have cracked armor, which allows you to do basically double damage or a crazy amount of damage to them, or you can go ahead and do a slow attack on them. In my opinion, the recommended one after that is the cracked armor, which I definitely recommend you use. Alright guys, so with that being said, once you have that cracked armor and you're doing that ton of damage, you're just gonna melt people. I do also sometimes recommend going for the slow, depending on if they have some high mobility characters and you have no one on your team to help slow. Go for that, because it'll help out your team a lot. The next thing is gonna want you to go for your slide. Honestly, I do recommend choosing the first recommended one, which is gonna be the left one. I forgot which one it was, but just choose the left one. You can choose the one on the right, and that'll actually help with inflicting damage when you're sliding, but we don't actually want that, because it's going to actually have you choose one where it disables your uppercut kick. So go ahead and choose the left one for your Q first upgrade, and then after that, don't choose the recommended one after, choose the one on the right. So the recommended one is going to be that it actually knocks people even farther up in the air if you hit them in the back. Now this is going to be good, obviously longer knocks them up higher, it's a longer stun, but the bad part about it is that the one on the right actually gives you a shield that will allow you to go ahead and just deflect incoming damage from your front, and it's honestly pretty amazing. So go ahead and choose that one for your second upgrade. The last one is going to be super simple, Flashdance. Go ahead and choose left twice. What that's going to do, it's going to actually allow you to go invisible instantly and allow you to move 25% faster while invisible. There's no brainer, just go ahead and choose that one. Now for your level 5 ability, which is actually going to be like your passive ult, where your passive is actually going to have you just go ahead and choose cutting edge. It's the first one. Go ahead and choose cutting edge. It just does the most to help you out, trust me. Unless you're making a super niche build, then just cutting edge is the way to go. You're just going to be doing so much better. Now when it comes down to your F, don't choose the recommended one. It's going to recommend that you go left, and in my opinion those are just a lot more passive than anything, or they're just not as good for an assassin character. So I recommend going with the right one, and what that's going to allow you to do, it's actually going to give you the unlock to something even better towards the end. It's actually going to have you be able to unlock the ability to have extra speed and damage after every kill, which is one good thing, or it lets you have extra damage and damage resistance to your back after you upgrade to that. But always choose the right one on your ultimate ability or your F, because it just is so much better. It just helps you out so much, and the other one's just way too passive and don't provide enough benefits to help you out. So guys, other than that, you're gonna quickly find out how to play Tripp, because it's a fast character. You have to be fast. Think of it as the assassin from Lawbreakers. You have to get in, do a ton of damage, get out, and just go with that. That's honestly the best way to play Tripp, and that's the most success you're gonna find. Other than that, guys, if I did leave anything out, please go ahead and make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Any special tips that you wanted to show, or any of the builds you wanted. Again, most of mine revolve around the recommended one, but switching things up after a while, because some things are better than what it's recommended just for being a overall better assassin. And yeah, it's just a lot better in most situations. Again, the recommended one is just kind of a well-rounded class, so if you just want that, go ahead and click on that. But if you want something super bursty in damage, go ahead and copy my build, and you're gonna be absolutely melting people. So guys, other than that, I'll see you in the next video. I try to make this short as I could, but I suck at making short videos. Subscribe if you guys are new for some more gigantic gameplays, highlights, and streams for some more Rainbow Six as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.